The Senate has deferred consideration of the Electoral Act 2022 Repeal and Enactment Bill 2026, opting to subject the proposed amendment to further scrutiny before taking a final decision. The decision followed deliberations on the report of the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters during plenary held in the absence of the committee's chairman, Senator Simon Lalong. Lawmakers resort to step-down debate on the report to allow senators more time to study the bill, with consideration now scheduled to resume on Thursday. In addition, the upper chamber agreed to reconvene in an executive session to enable closed-door discussions on sensitive aspects of the proposed electoral reforms, reflecting concerns about the far-reaching implications of the legislation. Although the House of Representatives has already passed the bill, the Senate stressed the need for a more deliberate review process. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio underscored the importance of caution, particularly as preparations for future elections intensify. And now to Ogun State. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakpo Abiodun, has inaugurated the Afon Township Road and ordered immediate reconstruction of the Olorun-Daimeko Road. Struck the Olorun-Daimeko Road followed his personal experience while traveling on the road earlier in the day, describing its condition as deplorable. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ghani report.
To the glory of Almighty God, the convenience and use of all sound and water.
The construction of the ancient Afon Township Road in Imekwa local government is another significant milestone for the current administration at ensuring people continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy. Governor Abiodun disclosed that his administration has constructed more than 1,600 kilometers of roads across the state in the last 6.5 years.
We are reconstructing roads all over the nooks and crannies of the land. Okay, Erija. Most people don't even know where Erija is. It's one of our bread baskets. Road that goes from Ota, Adonota, to Abeokuta. That road is almost a 70-kilometer road. It was completely an eyesore. This also was another federal government road. I went through a lot before I was allowed to take ownership of that road by our father, the leader of our party, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Today, you had our member House of Rep that he drove on that road. The experience is totally different.
He said his administration would continue to respond to criticisms through performance, stressing that Yoruba land would continue to receive its fair share of development. Abiodun also commended President Bola Tinubu for the Badagry-Sokoto Highway project, which passes through Imekwa, noting that the project would significantly ease the transportation of agricultural produce upon completion.
But as I was coming here today, I drove on the Olorunda to Imeko Road, and my heart broke. I said, this road has become this bad, this deplorable. How can I be traveling on such a bad road to commission a new road in Afon? I called the commissioner for works. I said to him, come and give me the estimate. Not only must you bring me the in-house estimate, you must advertise for all our very experienced contractors to bid for that road. I want that road to come to the next expo. And I want to begin the construction of Olorunda to Imeko Road immediately.
Earlier, Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Dea Kisoya, had said Afon Township Road would enhance trade between Imekwa and Abeokuta North local government areas and help address flooding challenges in the community.
We constructed Afon Township Road. It's reinforced with concrete drain, concrete curb where needed on each side of the road, and finished complemented with lane marking, painting of the curb, and provision of access lab as needed.
The community leaders of the area lost the state government's effort on road infrastructure, saying the Afon Township Road will promote prosperity for people and the state.
We are not young for 8 years, and we are not young for 3 years like our chairman. We'll be here to say in future that there was once a Dakwa that change the narrative of the good people of Yoruba and Ogun State. So you don't need to worry yourself. They are all political distraction. All I would just want to encourage you is to continue to do your good work. The one you have started in Yoruba help us to complete all of them.
I think, Your Excellency, you have done very well. You know, of course, no government can do all the roads that are there. But I can say boldly that, Your Excellency, you have done very well when it comes to the issue of road. And not only road. So indeed, all the four corners of the state, aside from this road and the roof that we see, there are a lot of other industrial development that is going on. For 50 years, my parents gave back to me in this town. I grew up with bad roads in this place. Today, you have changed the narrative. Today, you have made me proud. Today, you have given me reason to love you more, Your Excellency.
While some appreciate the current administration for what they describe as renewed development focus on Ogun West, others urge the governor to sustain the momentum. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
Meanwhile, the people of Imekwa for local government area say they are much favored by the Prince Dakwa Abiodun-led administration and would continue to stand by the government. At an inauguration of a 2.5-kilometer road at Afo, a cross-section of the people affirm that their socio-economic development in the area is top-notch. For Wura Adesomo report.
An unprecedented number of Prince Dakwa Abiodun's loyalists and All Progressives Congress faithful, they have come to appreciate a man who has changed political and socio-economic narrative for them for better.
It brings joy, togetherness, unity, and hope. Hope that tomorrow will be better.
It shows that whatever is being enjoyed in other parts of the state can also be enjoyed here. This is probably the farthest point that we have from the capital, apart from maybe water side. So for us to have this kind of thing here, I think it's a good thing. I want to appreciate the governor especially for facilitating and ensuring that all that is due to us in the state from the federal government are actually drawn, especially the Sokoto Badagry. All of us are seeing. It's a very good project.
Thank God for the government of APC, the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Imekwa is no more at the backyard of the world. By the construction of that road, we are the four. We are the four. We are not at the background again. We are the four. We are foregrounded. We are foreground now. Everybody, we are now becoming economic power of this state by the construction of that road.
They say APC is a party where they are much favored in terms of infrastructure and promises that align with their belief.
About 64 years that this road has been abandoned, but we are very happy to see Prince Dakwa Abiodun to reconstruct the road for us. If you can see the people, they are very happy. Títí lásìkò Dàpọ̀ báyìí, títí la gbogbo ibi tí kò tí sí títí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ń la kọjá báyìí, ó ń gbà báyìí, tó ń la kọjá, títí wọ àfọ̀n. Àwọn kan ti ṣèjọba kọjá, a ò rí irú títí eléyìí.
Well, it is part of the democratic dividend of the APC-led administration. And of course, people can see it here. One is here, you can see the one in Lagos, you can see the one everywhere, almost everywhere in Nigeria. So it means that the APC-led administration is performing.
Our community, they were very happy to our Excellency, the way it's developing our rural area. So we appreciate it, especially we transporters.
Women too say they have gained so much from Okowo Dakpo and other government initiatives and called on the government to sustain the tempo.
Fẹ́ kí wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú láti ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti gbé iṣẹ́ wa lárugẹ láti gbé okòwò wa ní àrùgẹ torí òun là ń tẹ̀lé àǹfààní ẹ̀ náà là ń jẹ títí di òní.
The township road of Afon, which was commissioned, was last constructed by the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo in 1959. Adefowura Adesanwo, OGTV News.
The Ogun State government has reiterated its commitment to improving access to quality healthcare delivery across the state. The assurance came from the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, during an inspection visit to the Makum Primary Health Center in Shagamu, alongside a World Bank delegation assessing intervention project implemented in selected health facilities. Staff reporter Taiwo Fabaju report.
The World Bank delegation, led by the Vice President for Operations Policy and Country Services, Galina Vincent, is in Ogun State to evaluate intervention projects executed in primary healthcare centers across the state. The projects are implemented under the Immunization Plus and Malaria Progress by accelerating coverage and transforming services impact program. At the Markham Primary Health Center, the intervention includes perimeter fencing with a gate, construction of staff quarters, renovation of existing structures, building of new facilities, and installation of solar inverters to provide uninterrupted 24-hour electricity supply. In her remarks, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, assures that the Ogun State government will continue to strengthen the health sector, noting that Governor Dapo Abiodun has increased health sector allocation to 13% of the state's total budget for the 2026 fiscal year.
Through this shared responsibility, we will continue to improve access to quality primary healthcare services and achieve better health outcomes for people of Ogun State. The journey ahead is ambitious, but it is achievable.
The World Bank team, after inspecting and inaugurating some of the completed projects, expresses satisfaction with the quality of work delivered across the facilities visited.
The infrastructure is impressive. I see there is in water, there is in bathrooms, there are corners where staff can rest, but the whole vision of this place is absolutely impressive.
What we are putting in place today through Impact will then become a part of the Nigerian health system and will continue to provide health care for Nigerians for a long time to come.
In his closing remarks, the Executive Secretary of the Ogun State Primary Healthcare Development Board appreciates the World Bank team for their feedback and continued support.
I'm happy today that with the feedback we are getting and what the final product looks like, I'm glad that we have a leader that drove us and led the team.
Meanwhile, the project manager discloses that the special intervention projects are being replicated in 74 other primary health centers across the 20 local government areas of the state.
Generally, the Impact project has brought a lot of landmark achievements to the delivery of quality services, effective quality services in Ogun State.
The visit is part of ongoing effort by the Ogun State government and development partners to strengthen primary healthcare delivery, reduce maternal and child mortality, and ensure sustainable health services at the grassroots across the state.
Fresh job opportunities are now available for indigenes of Ogun State as the Police Service Commission announced a 2-week extension to the ongoing recruitment exercise of 50,000 police constables. This was contained in a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, Bureau of Cabinet and Special Services through the Ministry of Information and Strategy, Ogun State. According to the statement, the application, which commenced on 15th December 2025, will now close on 8th February 2026. Applications are expected from Ogun State indigenes with valid NIN who must be a certificate holder of SSE or its equivalent. The application forms and all the necessary information are available online on the application portal www.npfapplication.psc.gov.ng. All interested Ogun State indigenes should visit all the 20 local government secretariats where desk officers have been stationed to attend to them. The League of Imams and Afars has been urged to go beyond spiritual leadership by deliberately nurturing leadership capacity within the Muslim Ummah. especially in the face of contemporary governance challenges. Professor Emeritus and Chief Imam of Bagura Land, Professor Kamaldeen Balogun, made the call at the maiden edition of the Ogun State Muslim Assembly organized by the League of Imams and Alfas in the state. Benga Adekoya reports that the Ogun State Deputy Governor, Engineer Noye Mosalakoyedele, declared the event open.
The maiden edition of the Ogun State Muslim Assembly, organized by the State League of Imams and Alfas, held under the theme Synergy, Leadership and Development in the Muslim Ummah of Ogun State. The event attracted notable politicians, Islamic scholars, royal fathers, and other eminent personalities from within and outside the state. Welcoming guests, the Secretary General of the League of Imam and Alfas, Alhaji Tajuddin Adeomi, appreciates the Council of Muslim Titled Chiefs for conceiving the idea of the assembly.
This assembly belongs to us all. It is a success only by the quality of this discussion, by the understanding of cooperation and purposeful actions that follow.
Chairman of the occasion, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, was represented at the event. Declaring the assembly open, Ogun State Deputy Governor and Mother of the Day, Engineer Noye Mosalakoyedele, calls on Muslims across Nigeria to embrace unity and collective responsibility for national development.
From silos to partnership, from gatekeeping to bridge building, from individual access to collective strength. If the League of Imams and Alfas becomes the rallying point for scholars and society, for faith and function, for spirituality and strategy, then the Muslim Ummah of Ogun State will command the respect, influence, and developmental outcome that it truly deserves.
Delivering a lecture on the theme of the Assembly, Synergy, Leadership and Development in the Muslim Ummah, Professor Kamaldeen Balogun says challenges confronting the Muslim Ummah are numerous, but not insurmountable, with purposeful leadership and cooperation.
The entire Muslims in the state, all the leadership that are there, the religious responsibility to support the efforts of reality. When the demands require spiritual direction, and the professionals draft the plans, it is the dictatorships who can secure societal legitimacy and open the doors for its execution.
Good messages came from the father of the day and former governor of Ogun State, Senator Ebikole Amosun, former deputy governor Alhaji Salmot Badru, Justice Demola Bakri, Baba Adini of Yoruba Land, Ambassador Sharafa Tunji Shola, the Olowo of Owu Oba Sakamatemilola, the chief imam of Egba Land, among others.
No security matter in any society, and if the religious groups are more in harmony, they will be able to preach the gospel of patience, tolerance, and perseverance and unity among their ummah.
A communique of the maiden Ogun State Muslim Assembly was later presented by the Secretary General of the League.
Traditional rulers in Jewa land have been urged to further unite their people around a shared vision for development as grant work begins on an ultra-modern secretariat for the Yewa Council of Obas. The project, described as a major boost to traditional administration in Ogun West, is facilitated by the senator representing the zone, Aremo Olamileko Adiola, and is expected to reposition Yewa land for greater growth. The Olu of Ilaro and paramount ruler of Yewa land, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle, led members of the Yewa Traditional Council alongside the Deputy Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly and other political leaders to perform the groundbreaking ceremony. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
The Council of Obas Old Secretariat in Yewa land is set to give way to a new ultra-modern complex as groundwork officially begins on the project facilitated by the senator representing Ogun West, Aremo Olamilekan Adeola. The groundbreaking ceremony is performed by traditional rulers across Yewa Land, led by the Olu of Ilaru and paramount ruler of Yewa Land, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle, marking a new chapter in the administration of traditional affairs in the zone. Deputy Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, the chairman of Yewa South local government, and other leaders of the All Progressives Congress in Ogun West also joined in the foundation laying ceremony. Addressing the gathering, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle describes the event as a landmark in the history of Yewa Land, noting that the project signals the beginning of greater development for the land, while commending the senator for facilitating the edifice.
The Yewa Traditional Council remains the only council in Yewa Land that have a functional secretariat outside the paramount ruler's office. Thank God for his life. We thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and moreover, back home to our own governor, who gave him the latitude.
Representatives of traditional rulers from different parts of Yewa Land say the project justifies the overwhelming support given to the senator, stressing that the people must reciprocate through continued unity and cooperation.
I'm happy and I'm highly delighted to see that this great thing is happening.
An edifice that is going to unite all Yewa Obas together.
We want to appreciate him for what he has been doing for us. So we want to thank the government of Ogun State.
When you have a place to sit that is comfortable, you can talk about what you need to talk about. So we can comfortably sit down and talk about the issues that we have. So that's not all we want, but we want more. So we'll start somewhere.
Let everybody be one. Tell them that we are one.
This is one of what he has been doing. He has always been a wonder person.
Leaders of the All Progressives Congress in Ogun West, led by the Deputy Speaker, say sustained support for the senator remains the best way to appreciate his developmental efforts as the project engineer outlines the high standards expected of the complex.
I've praised the distinguished senator for doing all this for us here.
The distinguished has made us proud with the provision of this building. We too shall make him proud anytime he needs our help.
This is a castle that will actually accommodate all the Obas of Yewa.
Residents expressed appreciation for the project. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
And now to the foreign. Bangladesh's top leader Sheikh Hasina has denounced her country's election next month after her party was barred from participating in the polls, raising fears of wider political division and possible unrest. In a message published by a news agency, Hasina said the government burden of exclusion cannot unite a divided nation. Hasina, who was sentenced to death in absentia for her crackdown on a student uprising in 2024 that killed hundreds of people and led to the fall of her 15-year government, has been sharpening her critique of the interim government of Nobel Peace winner Muhammad Yunus in recent days. As the election that will shape the nation's next chapter looms, more than 127 million people in Bangladesh are eligible to vote in the February 12 election, widely seen as the country's most consequential in decades and the first since Hasina's removal from power after the mass uprising. And now to sport. The Confederation of the African Football Disciplinary Board has imposed a series of sanctions on the Federation Senegalese de Football, the Federation Royale Marocaine de Football, as well as several players and officials following incident during the 2025 African Cup of Nations final. In a statement posted on its website, CAF said the sanctions were handed down for violations of the CAF disciplinary code, including breaches of the principles of fair play, loyalty and integrity during and after the final match. As part of the decisions against Senegal, CAF suspended the head coach of the Senegalese national team, Pape Bona, for 5 official CAF matches for his unsporting conduct and for bringing the game into disrepute. CAF also imposed a fine of $100,000 on the Moroccan Federation for the improper conduct of its players and technical staff who invaded the VAR review area and obstructed the referee's work. An additional fine of $15,000 was issued for the use of lasers by Moroccan supporters during the match. And just before we go, let us remind you that courage is the most important of all virtues. Without it, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. And that's according to Maya Angelou. And that's our news this afternoon. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.